John, what would your evaluation of that performance be?
I think it can be summed up with frustrating, sloppy, and I thought we were disrespectful. I thought we started playing the game in a manner as if we were 30 points up. Well, you can't do that. You've got to earn the right to be able to play like that, and we didn't. So it's a poor performance in my point of view. But the positive out of the day is we've got 2 points and haven't picked up any serious injuries. The negative out of the day is a sloppy, disrespectful performance.
Can you put your finger on why it was so sloppy?
Yes.
Are you able to?
But I'm not evaluating on it because I thought it was down to some individuals' preparation and attitude towards the game.
Okay, well, we'll look at the positives. 2 points. I mean, Hunslet made it difficult for you.
Yes, they did, and we knew they'd make it difficult. I mean, I went to York and watched Hunslet in pre-season. We've watched previous games, and they make the games slow. They work really hard in the ruck and they slow the game down. And I didn't think the officials really made much effort to speed it up. So that's what it was, a slow, laboured, sloppy game. And you know, we weren't very entertaining today, but we've picked up the 2 points.
First game with Dane and Joe back in the halves. Are you happy with how they went?
No. I thought you know, we need to work on that. I thought the combination didn't work very well today, so that's something that we've got to work on.
Is it fair to say that you might be looking to go back to Joe and
It's
Brandon?
not fair to say anything at this moment in time because my process is I always watch the game again and take notes, then I clip the game, then we look at the individual player clips, and until that process is completed, we don't talk about selection. So we'll talk about selection probably on Tuesday prior to training.
One highlight was Joe Kear's kicks towards Dalton Grant.
I thought Joe Kear was the man of the match. I thought whoever picked it got it right. I thought he was the man of the match. There's an air of composure when Joe's in charge of the team, and we end sets really well. And I think that was illustrated with it. There were 2 cracking kicks, weren't there, for Dalton Grant in the second half, and obviously in the first half he came up trumps with one as well. When so the left winger, I mean, he had a poor game thanks to Joe's sort of quality of kicking. You know, he really put pressure on young Gibson, and you know that's credit to Joe Kear.
And obviously Dalton Grant's now finding that form. What he's most famous for?
Yeah, well, I mean, Dalton had a really serious injury last year, and it was going to be a gradual process. But you can see, I think each game is getting better. I thought he was very good at Keith, and I thought he was an individual today who can look back and think, I've done okay today. So yeah, he's getting better and he's progressing well.
A positive from the forwards. I think Callum Bustin's going from strength to strength for each game.
He is. Yes, I agree with you. Yeah, I'm very happy with what Callum's producing. And we're slowly but surely getting more minutes out of him as well, which is very good. And he will benefit by playing alongside you, Steve Crossley, who's a real warhorse, and you know he's got good habits as Steve, and I'm sure Callum will pick those habits up off him. And
Jake Butler-Fleming on debut, not the ideal game for him to show his spark with it being so slow and laboured.
No, he'll be. I mean, he'll be satisfied that we've won, but I think as well he'll want to have contributed more. But that was how it was today.
Is it fair to say, John, that there's going to have to be a massive step up for the visit of Oldham on Good Friday?
No doubt about that. I've watched several of Oldham's games. They were outstanding against York, even though they lost by just 2 points. And they played Halifax off the park in the cup game. I went along to that last week. So if we play how we played today, we'll get our backside slapped. Believe you me.
How well did your standing captain impose himself today?
Steve Crossley, yeah, I thought he did really well. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me very much of Paul Broadbent in regards to a leader. He don't say much, but it's what he does, and what he does very well, and he leads from the front. So I was very happy with him. And when Steve was off, I thought Ash Gibson took control as well as skipper. So yeah, I was happy with their contributions.
Is Lee Smith injured at all?
No, it was. I mean, we've got 4 games coming up in a relatively short space of time. We won't be able to get 4 games in 2 months prior to this, so we've got 4 games coming in a short space of time. So what we decided was to make sure that we look after certain players, and that was the idea behind Lee.
How much confidence does that give you ahead of the rearranged cup tie?
Oh yeah, I mean that's another game though. I've been focused first of all on this game, but now it'll be on the Oldham game, because that'll be a heck of a challenge, and they'll certainly present us with some difficulties that we'll have to counter.
Is it? Sorry, do you think, obviously with the stop-start nature of the last few weeks, do you think that might have had a bit of an impact in terms of the overall?
I do, but the most galling thing I thought were too casual. I thought they'd fall in love with themselves. They did play really well against Keighley, but they didn't play well today, and that's a right.
Hype a little bit, possibly.
I'm certain so. Yeah, I think they've been reading your paper too much. So yes, yeah.
Doncaster, Workington, Hunslet, York, there's some good sides. Oldham, there's some good sides.
There are some really good. Well, Hunslet as well. Yeah. Hunslet's a good team. We've already found out York and Hunslet are good teams, and Keighley are a good team. Although how we turned up and played there was perhaps that indicated how well we can play, but today also indicated how poorly we can play if we're not on point, and we weren't on point today.
What happens now in the lead up to the game on Good Friday, John? Obviously you've got the review tomorrow. There'll be harsh words said, I'm sure.
No, there'll be factual words spoken, backed up by pretty pictures on a television screen. So that's what will be shown at the review.
James Davis, so what's up with him? Has he got an injury with the bicep?
He actually first training session with Keighley and he injured himself. So that's unfortunate for him. But it's rugby league, isn't it?
Are you hoping he's going to be? They might be alright for
it will be okay. It's just this week he would miss. He'll be okay for Keighley for the other 4 weekends that is over there on loan. Yeah.